Aquarius, welcome to your 3-month overview. That is August, September, and October. So let's go over the board I'm going to use for you and all 12 signs. That way we're on the same page. So we're going to take a look at you for the month of August. 8, Strength. September, 9, the Hermit. October, 10, the Wheel of Fortune. And the bottom row are the energies that I specifically like to look at when we do 3-month overviews. Starting with the Sun. Are we on point with what makes us happy? Do we know what makes us happy? Are we living it? Are we loving it? Or do we need to make adjustments? Okay. The Tower. Anything unexpected or untowards that we should know about. And then also anything that just might be shifting. Again, we should know about. Okay. We're going to start right back here in August. Show me Aquarius, please, in August. Like always, take what resonates, leave it does not. Do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all. Frustrating but normal. Check your other placements, you will find yourself in there somewhere. Okay. And just as a reminder to some folks, these are some of the first messages I'm recording post-surgery. Going well. I am recovering well, but still a little tired. Yeah, to be expected. Show me Aquarius in August. The High Priestess, the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Swords. You're uncertain about whether or not you can do something, specifically achieve something with the Nine of Pentacles. To be clear, intuitively, you feel that you could. But your mind self, your mental self, your Two of Swords self says maybe not. I would trust your intuition more on this one. That's how I see you entering the month of August. You questioning your ability to do something. Let's see what that is, please. What is this, please? What is this, please? Ten of Wands, Six of Cups, the King of Pentacles. You wonder if, practically speaking, as well as emotionally speaking, you can continue to carry what feels like a heavy burden surrounding a connection. You're not so sure. Okay, intuitively you feel you could, practically. That doesn't mean emotionally that you should. So there seems to be some sort of outstanding issue between yourself and someone else in that Six of Cups. Again, just to point it out, Six of Cups does not have to be a romantic partner. It could be. It just kind of depends on the context and how it applies to you. Or perhaps it doesn't. So do keep that in mind. But it's some sort of soul bond here that says we've known each other a long time. And we have a lot of precious, unique memories. We have a unique flow, you and I. But right now that flow is not working. You and I are both burdened by this connection in some way. Intuitively, once more, you strongly suspect Nine of Pentacles. Okay, someone who's experienced, practical, you know what's up. And the King of Pentacles here. Could you continue to float this connection? Keep it going. Practically speaking, you know you could. Emotionally, you question if you can. And that's where you get into conflict with that Two of Swords. So I think what I'm seeing here for you is that sense of I can, but does that mean I should? Okay. You can continue on in a connection with somebody no matter how difficult it gets. Okay. Feeling wise, you strongly suspect that maybe you're not supposed to, or it's not supposed to be like this. So, and therefore, your Two of Swords is justified. You should be questioning yourself. Okay. But I do want you to get to that point of not just questioning yourself, this connection, but you should also have an answer to at some point. Okay. Because practically speaking, I agree with you. You have the skills, tools, and abilities to keep this going. For some reason, there's pressure surrounding this connection at the practical level. Emotionally, you're in conflict about whether or not you should be keeping something going at all. Okay? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. I say that all the time to people. Just because you can carry a lot doesn't mean you're supposed to, or that you should assume to. So again, I'm going to have to back up your Two of Swords there, which is something I rarely do. You should be questioning this. What is making it so difficult? Okay? Why does it feel like the burden's on you? Why does it feel like you can handle this, but you're not necessarily thrilled about it? Okay? These are the things we should be questioning. Your practical side, I know you got it. Your emotional self is wondering if there will ever be a lightness to this, a resolution to this. And if so, what does that even look like? Okay, let's keep going and perhaps you will show me more. All right, August. So that didn't just happen out of thin air. That tells me things have been tense between yourself and this person for a while. Okay. Show me, Aquarius, please, in September. Okay. Show me, Aquarius, please, in September. King of Cups, the Knights of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. There it is again, the emotional confusion. You don't seem to be bothered by the practicalities. You're saying you know you can handle it. And the 3D. Emotionally, it's like you get real confused. You get real confused. It's kind of like saying, where's the love? Where's the love? And by the way, am I feeling it at all? I can't always see it sometimes. That's how heavy it gets between you and this person. We can't always see the love or feel it or express it. And there's a lot of it there. You know, King of Cups, the Knights of Cups. But it's almost like saying, I literally can't see the love in this situation sometimes. Or feel it. Am I getting all up in my head about this? Okay. It depends, you know. If it's an ongoing conflict or sense of heaviness, yeah, you're going to lose sight of the feeling sometimes of love. And it's going to be really hard to remember it. We don't need too much reminding of the practicals or the 3D. You know what I'm saying? That has a way of reminding us every day of what's real and what's in place. But yeah, you can definitely lose sight of love. That doesn't mean it's gone. We can just really lose sight of it. And you're starting to lose sight of the feeling here. I mean, again, just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? I want to know why we're having such a hard time feeling it and seeing it. Where's that heaviness coming from, and how do you two define that heaviness? What's going on, please? It's like you're saying, where did the love go? I don't know where it went. I can't see it. What is going on? It's supposed to be there, right? The King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. It's not insubstantial, right? Eight of Cups. There's the numbness. Seven of Swords. Okay, so at least one person here has yet to see it. Okay, that would explain almost everything I'm saying here. By September, somebody here's going to realize, oh, someone's been emotionally numb and or checked out for how long? That's why. So the practical piece seems to be en route. It's repetitious. That's the part you don't question at all. I call it floating this connection because it's very heavy at this point. What's making it heavy is the inability to see one's feelings in it. Where have they gone? Where have the feelings gone? And that's why we can't see a darn thing, is because someone's really numbed and shut out or shut down. But we're in kind of denial about it. Seven of Swords with the Wheel of Fortune. It's been in denial for a long time. I think whatever, guys, when we're in connections like this, there will always be difficulties, right? There will always be burdens. Always. But the ability to remember why we do it is really tantamount to how we work through things as people. Okay? And I keep seeing an Aquarius who's like, I can't remember why I keep doing this. I can't remember why I keep putting up with this. I have the theory of love here, a lot of it. But I'll be darned if I can see it or if I can access it to them or to receive it in return. Going back to your main opening, I know I can handle this. Do I want to? Where's my motivation? Motivation for somebody, you or them, or the combination of you two, has checked out, but we haven't seen it. We're not in touch with the idea yet. We're still not in touch. Somebody's still denying this, or possibly the both of you are. It's interesting because somebody here has a whole lot of love to give, but they can't remember it being the prompter for carrying this. Yeah, I would say we're out of tune. We are very out of tune, okay, with what we're feeling and what the other person's experiencing. It makes it really hard to remember some days why you two are in this. I get it. I do. But someone's really checked out I see you admiring the practical side of things. Is you can get this indefinitely if you wanted to, but you're like, that's not the point. That's not the point. And I wanted to know what the biggest cross is between you two, the burden to bear. The inability to remember one's motivation at the emotional level, why we're doing this at all. That's a big one. Especially if both sides are feeling this to some extent or experiencing this to some extent. Okay, let's see if there's a lot, and that's really going to hit home for some of you in September. Okay. It looks like in August there's going to be a fresh reminder of the ongoing situation. September is really going to drive the point home. Let's take a look at you in October. Sometimes it's continuous, sometimes it's not. Okay. If you're used to pulling yourself aside and checking in with yourself at the individual level without anyone else's influence, I want you to continue to do this. Because your 3D self or persona has no problem or qualms, it seems, taking on more than you can handle. You're used to that. It's your internal self I want you to check in with more. Okay? Let's see, Aquarius, please, in October. Show me Aquarius, please, in October. Ten of Cups, Death, King of Wands. Ooh, yeah, something is changing very much so in the family dynamic. And you know what is maybe not weird, but it's kind of a blunt fact that as that happens, someone actually feels better about it. King of Wands, energy rise. Whenever I see energy rise after something that stark, it tells me it was correct, you know. So something indeed is changing in that family dynamic. All right? Whatever that is. It tells me that somebody's finally starting to feel something after being very, very absent. So whatever that transition is correct. Okay, I'm going to push that point a little further. Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, the Two of Wands. Wow. Okay. Okay. It's interesting. We shifted from someone who appreciates the practicals and has no problem holding up the 3D world to someone who feels a lot better, it seems, on their own. It's like I'm working for myself now. You know? There is a much stronger feeling here of autonomy and achievement without so much restraint. Okay? It seems like you carried over the element, not once but twice, and it's something that's higher functioning for you, and it just seems to reflect on your decision making and only you. It feels good. It feels freeing. And you're saying, this works for me. This works for me. Okay. It's very sharp. It's very distinct. I think whatever this is, we stop devoting so much practical energy towards it, carrying it, floating it, assuming the burden of it. We could not find ourselves in this anymore emotionally, specifically the motivation. And come to find it's been like that for a hot minute. And when we make that clear distinction of I'm no longer putting myself into this particular dynamic, it's like you retain all that sense of power back to yourself or pull it back towards yourself into something that's much higher functioning. But again, I keep going back to now I'm just carrying the weight of me, and oh my goodness, that feels good. These are just my decisions, my endeavors, my skills. I only have to look and think about and support myself. You know? So here we have all that sense of responsibility, but just you. It's a lot freeing, a lot more freeing. Okay? I don't know how to deliver this to you because I'm not quite sure how you'll take this, because parts of it you're going to know and or suspect, but seeing it so very defined and naked in a couple of months is completely different. There's what we know, suspect, and yeah, that's what's been going on, to actually seeing something so carved out within a couple of months. So take these timelines with some leniencies, okay? It's going to be different for everybody. But this, in September, that big revelation of you or I are not emotionally invested in this. I can't even remember why, you know? So I don't know what kind of dynamic you have with this person. They could be a family member, a friend, or it could be a spouse. I don't know. But it's kind of like you're saying, I can't give to this anymore, and I can't remember why I started. I could keep doing it, but that would be kind of a poor choice on my part. You know? And again, I hate to say that whatever this personal relationship was put you in this position of, I'm working and I don't remember why. But that's kind of what it is, because you start defining yourself almost immediately as an individual person. It's like my efforts are my own, and I make decisions for me now. And oh boy, don't I feel very, very different. You feel a lot better, to be perfectly blunt. To be perfectly blunt, you feel a lot better. I told you, the dynamic changed in some way. Okay? I guess we gave up working for free here. But not just the monetary sense. I mean the motivational piece that was emotional in nature. That shifted and changed, and it's kind of like you started doing your own thing, very much so. And like I said, your energy is much lightened, much more positive, and seems to have a lot more direction to it. Okay. Okay. I don't know if you just flat out stop supporting somebody. For some of you, that's true. I don't care what the relationship is. I don't care. It might have, for some of you, gone to that space of, I'm just supporting you at this point. I have no emotional attachment to you anymore, or emotional, I should say, loyal to you as, say, a spouse or a parent or a child or a sibling, and I have no motivation to support you anymore. Something like that. Because it did start out as a connection you've known a long time. You're just like, all the more reason. I've been carrying this way too long. Something like that. Because you're like, your energy over here is almost like, all I have to do is worry about myself now. And it feels so different. But it's a good different. Let's see your sun. Let's see your sun. Let's see your sun. Show me the sun, please. It does change the dynamic, but it seems like it's something that had to be done. Okay? Five of Pentacles, Two of Wands, reflecting back on that decision. Here's that Two of Wands. There's the Ten of Cups, the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. You didn't want to have to do this. It strongly feels like unfair support. It feels like you've been supporting somebody whom you've known, but the relationship at some point got taken for granted, minus the emotional motivation stretched out over time. And you understand you don't want to do this anymore. Okay. This is an abandonment project that you're taking very seriously. And you're saying you understand it's going to change the dynamic and that it needs to be changed anyway. Okay. It's one of those unfortunate suns. This situation, you doing this, prompting it, would actually make you happier, while it means upsetting or disrupting someone else. Okay. Because again, I keep seeing elements of fire after a hard thing over here as well. Yeah, I mean, the right thing for you isn't necessarily what somebody else would consider the right thing for them. But it really comes down to context. If this is something you cannot continue to carry financially or emotionally, what else are you meant to do? Okay? You still have to do what's right for you at the end of the day. So that's what I would definitely call an unfortunate sun. I didn't want to have to do this. I know it's going to change things. But also I need change. I don't know if you stopped giving to someone that you've been giving to forever and you didn't question it until one day you started to. I don't know. Okay? But it's very distinct. Very distinct. Trust an Aquarius reading to be distinct, yeah? There it is again. Death, the Magician, Page of Pentacles. Literally what I said, just rephrased in a different way. Thank you, Spirit. You didn't want to... It's an unfortunate sun. It's an unfortunate manifestation. You did not want this to be the thing that made you happy. Okay. But when it's done, you know what to not manifest, and you know what to do manifest at this point. So that's good. It's always a good process to understand what it is you should be pulling towards you and what it is you should be pushing away from you. You've had a little bit of lesson in both. Okay? And it was long. It was a long lesson, particularly where you can't remember why you started this or that you've been involved in it as long as you have. It's like, I can't remember why I started getting into this. Never mind, kept doing it. And that's a problem. When people lose sight of that, the underlying cause is going to stretch back quite a bit. But it's caught up to you now, and that's what matters. So your idea of the sun, if we should say, is shifting and changing, but you're carving it out. And like I said, it's an unfortunate sun for the time being. You'll have, or redefine your sun, personal sense of happiness for the self later, but for now, you're like, much to my surprise, it would make me happy to stop participating in this. Stop giving to it, stop nursing it, stop allowing it to be dependent on me, whatever it is. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Very distinct, like I said, this one is. All right, let's take a look at your tower. Let's do that tower, please, for Aquarius. And it's like I'm no longer going to manifest keeping this together just for the sake of it. That was a big part of it, too. I know. I saw you take that one on the chin a couple of times. I can't keep bringing this together just because it's supportive or I feel like it's expected of me. That's not enough. I agree. All right. Ace of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. You really thought nothing would ever change here. It's not true. And you also kind of assumed that this thing would always have a new beginning or you would always have energy towards it. Also not true. Time has proven us wrong here, it seems happily. There's that essence of what it is that you were coming from, what it is you used to know, and how what you used to know is shifting quite a bit over the next several months. I'd say that's reasonable. Yeah, I'd say that's reasonable. I never thought you'd have another new beginning. And you always thought you'd have plenty of energy for whatever this is. That would never change either. Yeah. Turned on a dime, turned on its head, right? Okay. Oh boy. Wow. Now I feel like we're getting back in touch with the Aquarius crew. I've been wondering. I'm used to these more distinct and succinct readings from you guys, and sometimes I feel like we get off course with that. I tune into a different group of Aquariuses or something else is going on. But this is typically what I expect from my Aquarius collective. Well, this is what's going on. This is what I learned. This is what we're doing now. And this is what I've learned about myself. That's kind of what I'm used to, from you guys, excuse me. Anything else, please? Two of Cups, King of Wands, and the Six of Cups. Yeah. You always thought you'd have energy for whatever this Six of Cups is. And that you would always love it. Your King of Wands used to be confident for very different reasons. I can tell for the Aquarius I'm looking at, confidence is a big deal for who you are. You might have some very prominent fire in your chart because it's shown up several times. That's cool. It kind of tells me where you've been putting your focus, okay, or how you react to things. Over here in October, you're using your fire for very different reasons. You always thought you would be renewing this or that you would never hesitate. It used to be feeling the same way between that Six of Cups and you. Used to be. That's where your King of Wands used to be determined and passionate, okay, for that soul bond. It's like you always assumed it would feel the same. So when I'm telling you September is kind of a triggering month for you, about where the feeling's gone, they're supposed to be huge and I never see them or feel them anymore. The biggest source of my motivation for this has been absent a long time. So I see your Tower really reinforcing your actions over here, or rather highlighting what's been the truth for a long time. And I know it once stood for beautiful, balanced love, bare minimum. Okay. Until our reasons for doing so are absent. And there's this huge emphasis on, this is me now. This is me now. This is where I'm at now. It is an unfortunate sun. And I am sorry that Wheel of Fortune's here twice, pretty much saying the same thing I've been saying the whole time. I know it used to be beautiful, balanced, and a give and take thing. But that slowly changed over time. But it also puts you in a position of really getting to redefine who you are. And also get back in touch with who you are. Okay? So, this is me now isn't so bad. It is, I have to tell you, the flow through this is fairly quick. Okay? But then again, that comes down to this Wheel of Fortune. How long has this been going on? Let's look at that, actually. So what might seem a crazy short period to you, the buildup behind this could have been months or years. Okay. But yes, new beginning. What I like is that you just seem to be so happy to do your own thing, to spend your energy, time, energy, and effort specifically in the method for which you feel is just about you and for you. Goodness gracious. On an afternoon. Dawn. Okay, in summer. I know that. I see that. But how long? How long has this been building up, though? They keep giving me afternoon references for some reason. That seems to be very important. Monday. Huh. Okay, within a year, for some of you this past year, this Wheel of Fortune and the emotional absence has been building up this past year. But they have pointed out afternoon to me several times, so the afternoon might have been a critical moment for some of you upcoming in September, where this is all kind of driving home, building up over the summer within the past year. I was very curious about that because very rarely do you get something this succinct, and it is, with the exception perhaps of Cancers. Theirs was, but that flow through was on point. Goodness me. I mean, these are some radical changes that are being proposed, but with enough influence or background behind it to see why. Okay. I think you're leaving a cup behind in the collective that is your Ten of Cups. It's like you know it's there, but you won't support it or carry it further into your future. Okay? That's what I'm saying. It could be a family member or a friend. There's a feeling here that it's a one-way street, that everything's a one-way street. Or that you become support to somebody, and that's it. That's a real feeling. It's also a real experience, too. But you didn't show me one element of healing with this person, so that tells me it was kind of severe. Okay? Wishing well. Making wishes for yourself now. Manifestation. Okay? The magic prayer, number 32. The dry desert. understanding, like I said once more, that we've been manifesting in the wrong direction. We're going to start clearing that up now. That we've been hoping and wishing for was a dry wish. There's nothing to be had from it. There's no return. There's no return. It cannot thrive. Whatever here is, it cannot thrive no matter how much you've given to it, wished for it, prayed for it, or meant it well. You can only support something so much before you become somebody's life support financially otherwise. You know? No. It proved like a barren thing for you, and I am sorry. But you can make up for it now. Okay, start living life on your terms. Imagine what all that time, energy, and effort is if you just put it 100% into you, how much freedom you'll have, how much sense of self you'll have. Okay. Wow. Okay. Aquarius, honey. Like I said, very distinct. I do hope it helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.